name is Victoria Rose. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and my craft is film. Art has definitely been around my whole life. When I was in kindergarten, I started to play piano, so music is art, I guess. So that was around, that started really early on in life for me. And my dad actually did a lot of drawing and sketching throughout his childhood up into his adult years. And my sister was also very into photography and drawing and painting. So that kind of rubbed off on me in a way. So art has been around for a long time in my life. My main focus of art is film. I really enjoy making videos. So I grew up playing instruments, you know, piano and guitar were my main instruments. I also dabbled in drums and ukulele and all that kind of stuff. I played flute in middle school. So music was a big part of my life, but also, along with music, I had a mini iPod Nano and I would vlog, I guess you could say vlog on that, and make a lot of videos in photo booth and videos for my friends and with my friends. And so I didn't glide away from music, but I wanted to do something that incorporated music, which was one of my loves, and film, you know, photography, but photography in motion. So yeah, it kind of culminated two things that I loved a lot and put it into one craft that I could work with. I do think art has influenced other parts of my life, but I would say almost reword it a little bit and say that everything that I do in my life affects each other. So, you know, when I am taking notes, I'm not thinking about art and thinking about film, but maybe I'm doodling here and there, or the way I'm writing and the way I'm taking notes is organized in a way that I would organize my footage for film or something like that. So everything that I do in my life affects each other, but I wouldn't say that my artistic side or creative side directly affects everything else. I'd say that everything affects each other evenly. I go to VCU School of the Arts, so for the next 3 years, hopefully I'm going to be studying film, and after that, find a career in film, hopefully. But yeah, I see myself being a filmmaker and creating documentary style stuff. I have a couple upcoming projects that are sort of planned, but I can't talk much about them. Never thought I'd be able to say that. So I do have a couple upcoming projects that will be happening in 2017. And then I have future projects that I want to get on top of, but you know, I gotta find the time. I am a student. Richmond has definitely influenced the way I am, what I wear. Being an artsy person, I guess you kind of wear different things. I've grown up just outside of Richmond, but my parents work in the city, so I would come back and forth all the time as a kid, and it never really became apparent that Richmond, my love for Richmond, until I was in high school, and I always wanted to explore, you know, Browns Island and all the, you know, Richmond's a river city, so I wanted to explore the natural side of things like North Bank and Belle Isle and Browns Island, and then the city life, with all the graffiti and Canal Walk and stuff like that. Yeah, Richmond is definitely an artistic community. You will always find people who are artists, and it's nice to be surrounded by people who kind of want the same thing as you. A lot of the videos that I have created have been just kind of fun entertainment videos. I made a Snowpocalypse video of 2016, kind of a personal hands-on experience of what the snow was like. But then in terms of, you know, spreading a positive message, I'd say the biggest project that I worked on was my charity water promotion video. I ran a charity water campaign in 2015 when I turned 18 on my golden birthday. And I created a campaign video to spread that, and Charity Water recognized it. It was great. I mean, I reached my goal of $1,800, and it was an awesome experience. My process for creating within film is, you know, I always have an image in mind of what I want, so I'll write down ideas of the kinds of clips that I want to collect when I go out to shoot. And then definitely my main goal is to try and be present when I'm shooting, to, you know, be open to other ideas or other shots that I might want to get. Because a lot of the time I'll obsess over what I've written down, and so once I'm done with that I'll come back and look through all my footage, and I'll be like, oh man, I should have done this, that, or the other. So definitely just trying to be open and present whenever I'm shooting, so that I can collect a lot of footage, because no footage is too much. You know, have all of my footage, I take it, organize it, and then just kind of stack the clips, line them out in the timeline, and I add music later on and just kind of like go throughout the editing process. The editing process takes a lot longer for me. It takes a lot longer for everybody who works in film, I would assume. Editing is definitely my favorite part of the process. And, you know, publishing that video and getting feedback is also a positive thing. I haven't put a lot of thought into my dream job or workspace. You know, I kind of, as I'm growing up, I kind of create whatever space I'm put in and try and make that my workspace. So, you know, what you're looking at here is my workspace. I mean, it'd be awesome to have a studio in Richmond. I plan on living in Richmond. I definitely want to travel a lot. So I guess in terms of my dream job, I would love to just travel the world and document and spread messages, you know, with the world, depending on what those messages are. There are definitely people who have influenced me in film. I mean, I grew up watching YouTube, so that's kind of like the new media film thing that everybody's getting into. A lot of filmmakers are into nowadays because the internet is such a good platform for sharing. You know, it's free to the public, and it's kind of the best way to get your messages out there. Growing up on YouTube, I watched a lot of, you know, Jack and Finn Harry's, Ben Brown. I watched a lot of the Brits, Will Derbyshire, Steve Booker, all of them. I also was really big into Casey Neistat well before he started vlogging. Yeah, his videos were always inspiring, the way he crafts his videos and edits his videos in the form of like a story, and how it all feels very handmade. Also Oscar Boyson, who is, you know, he's one of Casey's cohorts, I guess you could say. He works in the same building as him. But his style is very elegant and fast-paced, and that definitely has influenced my work. In terms of aesthetic, I definitely think Wes Anderson has had a lot of influence on, not necessarily my style, but I definitely appreciate what he has to offer in his directive power, I should say. My future, in terms of my creative side of things, I don't look too far into the future. I kind of just see what's right ahead of me. You know, my mom always told me growing up, you know, like, if you have a mountain of things to do, don't look at the top of the mountain or you'll freak out and not want to do it. Look at what's right in front of you. So, you know, just getting through college and studying hard and creating as much as possible and continuing to work on my craft. I guess anything I would have to say for people who want to create in general is just to keep working, work on your craft. You know, you can't achieve something without actually doing it, and you can't learn things without actually trying them. So just keep trying, keep doing, and work on your craft as much as possible.